Today, I'm at Long Island Sports Cars in Roslyn, New York to check out the 2016 McLaren 675 LT. So, let's go check it out. So here it is, the 2016 McLaren 675 LT Coupe. Revealed in March of 2015 at the Geneva Motor Show, the 675 LT is the hardcore track-focused version of the 650S. It's about 220 pounds lighter than the 650S, and it has better brakes, better aero, a slightly quicker transmission, 25 more horsepower, and 16 more pound-feet of torque. When it came out, it was the lightest, most powerful, and fastest model in the McLaren Super Series, and also the most exclusive as production was limited to just 500 examples worldwide. LT in its name stands for Longtail, which refers to the larger spoiler in the back, slightly stretched out front splitter, and overall track-focused dynamics. The Longtail family draws on McLaren's heritage in Formula One and Grand Touring races like Le Mans. This car competes with the Ferrari 458 Speciale, Porsche 911 GT3 RS, and Lamborghini Aventador SV. The 675 LT Coupe is powered by a 3.8-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine that makes 666 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to a revamped 7-speed twin-clutch automatic transmission, which McLaren says can shift gears in as little as 40 milliseconds. 0 to 62 miles per hour takes just 2.9 seconds, which is a tenth quicker than the 650S, and 0 to 124 miles per hour takes 7.9 seconds. The top speed of this car is 205 miles per hour. While based on the 650S, McLaren made some really important changes. For starters, they put McLaren P1 suspension elements on the 675 LT, and this is coupled with a faster steering rack to give a more extreme driver-focused experience. It also has a carbon fiber front lip and front hatch to help keep this car lightweight. They've also added 1.5 inches to the length with the rear spoiler and the front lip that help create downforce. The active Longtail air brake is actually 50% bigger than the one on the 650S, but due to its carbon fiber structure, it's actually lighter. This car also has a redesigned exhaust system and carbon fiber seat shells. These weight-saving measures add up to a dry weight of just 2,712 pounds. The changes to this car's glazing alone saved about 10 pounds with a thinner windscreen and rear bulkhead glass, and replacing the engine cover with motorsport-style polycarbonate. One of the many updates featured on the 1997 McLaren F1 GTR Longtail was a wider track front and rear. This approach is echoed in the 675 LT, with the front and rear track widened by 0.78 inches, ensuring optimized stability and handling performance. Lightweight springs, front and rear, have been stiffened by 27% at the front and 63% at the rear, and this helps improve body control and allow for the 40% increase in downforce generated by the revised bodywork and active aero. Over the past 30 years, McLaren has pioneered the use of carbon fiber in vehicle production, and since introducing a carbon chassis into racing and road cars with the 1981 McLaren MP4/1 and 1993 McLaren F1 respectively, McLaren has not built a car without a carbon fiber chassis. At the 675 LT's core is the lightweight carbon fiber monocell chassis, which is shared with each model in the Super Series. However, the chassis setup and powertrain are bespoke on this car, with a third of overall parts and components modified to reduce weight and increase power. To deliver increased levels of power, torque, and drivability, McLaren made quite a few engine upgrades, including new, more efficient turbos, detailed design changes to the cylinder heads and exhaust manifolds, new camshaft and lightweight connecting rods, and a faster flowing fuel pump and delivery system. These changes were so significant that the engine unit received a new unique code. As the name suggests, the low-weight, low-inertia power unit produces 675 PS, which translates to 666 horsepower. The 675 LT uses the familiar 7-speed SSG transmission found in the other Super Series models, retaining the normal, sport, or track modes. These settings have been recalibrated to produce more eager performance with optimized throttle response and gear shifts up to twice as fast as previously offered. The ignition cut technology is a technique adopted from Formula One, which sees a momentary cut of the fuel spark on gear shift. This delivers the fastest change possible and is accompanied by a dramatic audible crack on both upshift and downshift. What also debuted on the 675 LT was an all-new electronic stability control calibration, giving the driver an even greater level of control over the throttle and brake inputs. So I think we established that this car is loaded with modern technology and it's a true track weapon. Taking a look at the car, you'll notice it has tons of exposed carbon fiber, starting with the front splitter. You've also got it for the side intake and lower side intake, as well as the side skirts, and it says 675 LT right there. The carbon fiber lower side intake was part of the carbon fiber exterior upgrade pack, but the carbon fiber side intake over here was a $3,160 option. These carbon fiber mirror casings were also a $3,160 option. Last but not least, you've got an exposed carbon fiber rear bumper. Other optional equipment includes these super lightweight forged wheels in gloss black with a machine finish, and they cost $3,780. The vehicle lifter was a $5,050 option, while the parking camera was a $3,700 option. Moving on to the topic of specs, this car was offered in 5 by McLaren Hero specifications, which included 4 bespoke colors that were never previously offered. The specially formulated paint hues were Silica White, which we see here, Delta Red, Napier Green, and Chicane Gray. The famous heritage McLaren Orange completed the themes unique to this model. This car originally started at $349,500, but with all the optional equipment that this specific car has, the total price came to $399,000, but now, 5 years later, it's for sale for $299,000. This car is half a decade old now, but I came here today to check it out because I haven't spent much time with one over the past few years. I feel like I hardly ever see them, so that's why I came here today to check it out in detail. This spec is nice with the Silica White paint and the black and orange interior. It looks really clean. Personally, I would get it in purple, but you guys already knew that, and if purple wasn't an option, I would get it in blue. This car is just so effortlessly gorgeous, and you guys know I prefer Lamborghini over Ferrari or McLaren all day, but this McLaren is just drop dead gorgeous. While this 675 LT doesn't have it, some of them actually have louvers on the front fenders and a $53,000 roof scoop. So I just put the butterfly doors up, and how cool does this look? Taking a look at the interior of the 675 LT, you've got some exposed carbon over here, with some McLaren branding. You've got a plate on the driver's side that says McLaren 675 LT, Surrey, England, limited to 500 cars. So they made 500 coupes, and then they also made 500 spiders. The entire interior is covered in Alcantara. You've got the carbon fiber bucket seats from the McLaren P1. You've also got orange seat belts, which is a $360 option, and orange stitching. Getting into this car is not too bad. I was just able to do it somewhat gracefully. You've got Alcantara and carbon fiber on the steering wheel, satin carbon fiber that is, but gloss in the center. Surrounding the vertically mounted infotainment screen is more satin carbon fiber with some infotainment and climate control buttons. You've got your engine start stop button in the center, as well as your normal sport and track dials, so you actually have to press active before changing your drive mode. You've also got a button for aero, which would raise the rear spoiler, and the launch button. Over here you've got hazard lights, drive, neutral, and reverse, as well as your lock button and your front trunk button. What's interesting about this car is that you have one AC vent on the driver's side, one on the passenger side, and then just one in the middle. So normally you'd have two AC vents in the middle, but in the 675 LT you only have one, so you'll probably have to fight over that with your passenger. In the instrument cluster, you've got your tachometer in the center with an 8,500 RPM red line and a digital screen on either side of that. If you're small like me, these seats will actually fit you perfectly. You'll be very comfortable. I mean, I'm very comfortable sitting in these seats right now. I feel like I could tear up the streets right now, and I absolutely love the grippy Alcantara on the steering wheel. This entire interior just feels so driver focused. There's no buttons whatsoever on the steering wheel. You just have these massive paddle shifters and some stalks. And because McLaren cares about practicality, you actually have two cup holders underneath the infotainment screen. And I can't forget to show you that the key has glossy exposed carbon fiber on it. On the front, you just have your lock button, unlock button, and front trunk release button. Inside the showroom, we've got not one, not two, but three 720Ss. So that was my visit to Long Island Sports Cars in Roslyn, New York. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.